Hello and welcome to episode 8 of our Timberborn 1.0 experimental playthrough with the Folktales faction, Cycle 14, Day 11. Last time we made some more tree growing areas over here, and we fixed a couple things across the map, and today I've got a couple of things I'd like to accomplish. First, of course, starting out with your ideas, your improvements, your fixes from the comments of last episode that I thought were worth taking care of right off the bat. We have not marked all of the trees over here for cutting, so let's take just a moment to do that today, because I absolutely will forget, and I have forgotten in the past, many times. It is kind of hard to see with these not planted trees in the way, though. Just make sure that's all good to go, and then we have, of course, this bit over here. Once again, very hard to see. I'm not entirely sure what to do about that, because it's not going to show me until those trees are planted anyway. But yeah, they're going to take care of all that stuff eventually. And we also, up here, do not have a tank for water storage, which honestly isn't that big of a deal, because we have fluid dump here, and then connected via zipline these giant water storages in this area. So it's not really a mission critical thing, but I do think it is worth putting one in. So what I will do is I will put this lumberjack flag out and instead put a small tank with water set to obtain here. And that should help tremendously. These, of course, are paused because none of these trees are grown yet, so they will be unpaused when the time is right. Let's get this on triple speed, go through the rest of the night here. And since we're already up here, we might as well, since a couple people asked, we might as well blast out the terrain here so these gravity batteries can go all the way down. However, I don't want to do it quite yet, because I'd like to see how these gravity batteries perform during a drought. Keep in mind, during a bad tide, we're still going to have power generated by these wheels, so I don't think we're going to need them. But if we end up having a decent-sized drought today, this should give us a pretty good idea of whether or not these are going to be adequate as is, or if they could benefit from going all the way down to the very bottom of the map, which this area here is on level 6. So we know we could basically, not quite double, but basically double the height, and that would put these at about 34,000 HPH. Pretty sizable. And then a couple people suggested we turn this area into a little bit of a recreation zone, and I do like that idea. So, I can't promise today, but that is something that we're going to be working toward at some point. I would like it to be nice, so I don't want to just kind of, slap some stuff down and say, alright, that's good enough. Maybe think of some neat things to do, put some recreational things up there. Outside of that, we can continue today, moving some of this stuff around, reconfiguring different things, and who knows? I got a couple other ideas I don't want to necessarily, once again, commit to unnecessarily. Don't want to unnecessarily commit to unnecessarily. There you go. Department of Redundancy Department. How may I direct your call? We have a oh, good. We have a drought approaching. Let's get this on single speed. The observatory also, as many of you have noted, does not run at 100% capacity in terms of power input. So what I would like to do, based on your comments, is put in maybe a couple of windmills, depending on if I can get the power shafts to look nice. Or I could just say, you know what, it really doesn't matter, and I just put something around here nonetheless. If I just put a single windmill just right here at the back, that's the easy way to take care of that for right now. Because the power supply is only 400 from our geothermal engine, and this would get it to 550, which is still not quite 100%. But this is a simple, easy thing to build that doesn't look hideously ugly, that will at the very least help to some extent, until I can get all of the power stuff connected, which, by the way, tunnels are 2,000 science. I've got 3,600. I can research those, and once that happens, folks, we can tunnel our power underneath and get everything connected nicely. I think that would be a smart thing for us to do eventually. And then also over here, we have this platform that could very easily be replaced with a levee. Make sure we rotate that so that looks the same as everything else. I don't think I want to do this one because we're not going to need to worry about the bad water transmission, and I also like having the excess capacity for overflow. But if we did this here, in theory, it would mean that we could remove some of these contamination barriers because we're not going to have any bad water in this tile here. We'll see what happens. There's also a couple of you suggested I should blast this all the way down before putting any more large water pumps on, just so we'd have additional capacity. And I do think that would be a smart idea. Since we have the extract, I might as well go ahead and do that. But because this is going to be 4 tiles deep, I can't do it in one fell swoop. It's going to have to be somewhat carefully managed, because I'm going to have to be able to put another set of dynamite on everything. So, what I will do is I will do these 3 separate areas all the way down, and then we'll just keep working back in bits and pieces. That'll, in theory, maybe almost double the capacity of this tiny little reservoir. Who knows? Maybe that's going to be good, maybe it's not. Okay. One more fix thing that people have been practically begging for. Yes, this last hedge can be placed to get that taken care of. I do still like the placement of the farmers' monuments here. I did see the comments from people saying I should either halfway bury them or find some other spot for them to go, but for right now, I think this is going to be fine. We don't have to leave it here. Absolutely under no obligation to leave it here. That's just what was going to work at this point in time. And remember, there is another monument that is not the Earther Cultivator. We have the Fountain of Joy at 12,000 science, so probably not happening anytime soon. But this guy is 5 by 5 with a requirement that the base be in water. And we've done this before, where we've buried the base in a little pool, and then we've had a tunnel bring in water from somewhere else. I think that's what I'd like to do again, because I think that looks nice. I just have to find a good place for it to go that will actually touch everything. So who knows, maybe that could be a decent thing to put up top here, depending on where we want to do more housing. Again, I don't really know exactly what I'd like to do with that. And I don't want to rush it and make it look terrible, so we'll just let them do what they are going to do. Get this back on triple speed. What have we accomplished here? We're working on this. Okay, I guess technically they are. All these things do take time, but hey, guess what? We have 8 unemployed beavers, which means, now that the hauling post is full, we have the opportunity to construct a builder's hut, which should help us, well, build, as one does. So for right now, I will just pop this right here, because I think that is going to be a decent spot, and it's also not being used for anything. I'm going to build 2 of these. I'm going to put 2 of these in. In fact, if that's what we're going to do, I'm going to take that out there and I'll move these into a slightly easier orientation to manage. If I put both of those right there, yes, I know it is ugly, but it also just works. So, get those in place. That will employ most of these beavers. Actually, all of them, because 8 is 8. It's not whatever. Music major math 10 years ago. No, 15. Yeah, so don't trust my numbers sometimes. Those are ready to go. Let's get those triples in place, and then I can start the next row back, which will be here. I'm actually not sure what kind of trouble I could get myself into if I don't have a... Wait a second. I can absolutely do this. I can definitely do that. And then they can reach all those famous last words, etc. But that should be working out just fine. Since it's a drought, we don't have to worry about manipulating our levels down here. And that should be all hunky-dory when we get to that point. Builders are doing builder things. This should go quite quickly. Those are ready to explode. Beep boom, beep boom. I love how quickly this goes. Tremendous. Yeah, and then I think I can take this guy down and expand it before we commit to too much else. But having this complete before the drought starts is going to give us a good idea of how much water we're going to consume during a drought with this new thing set up. Alright, so that's going to be our preliminary expansion all set, ready to go. Got half a day left for things to fill up. Remember that I'm going to see just how much these are going to get depleted during the drought, It's possible they may go all the way down very quickly, because I'm not going to shut any of these buildings off. We're just going to pretend that, well, we're not going to have to pretend, because that's just how it is, but we're going to see what happens. Don't forget, we also have some over here, and this is all connected throughout this entire area. And this is not connected, and this is not connected. We're going to be, hey, nice, 37. Very good. We're just going to be figuring out how this goes. 8 days. Still on triple speed. So despite still having a little bit of power come in, these are already starting their descent. Very curious. I guess I could have just done the mental math to figure out it's going to be, there's going to be 3 days left and these are going to be completely depleted. I don't know. We'll see. But since we can research tunnels, I do want to go ahead and get those unlocked. And then we can start the process of getting power brought in underneath. And I know I talked about that before, wanting to bring it maybe to right about here. So if I were to do that and have it go directly underneath this tile, which is what I had kind of already thought might make sense. This is the same height as these tiles here, which means we could actually tap into this. It's not a bad idea. So if I go down to the level that I could actually do something with this tile right here. Oh, hey, nice. That will go right behind here. That I don't know what that would help, but nope. I don't want too wide. I do not want that. Get out of there, because they'll actually do that. They'll actually do it. Bring this all the way over here. What is the, oh, we're not even close. We're not even close, friends. How did I manage to... There we go. Now we're up to 38. Now I bring this up here. Okay, I don't want to flood... I can take this out of triple speed. I don't want to flood things. So this... Oh, I forget. I don't have that mod, because this is 1.0. So that's going to come up to right there. And I have that coming up to right here. I don't want to flood this because of the whole bad water thing. But this won't flood here if I just blast that, blast that, blast that, blast that, and then get down to there. What I can do to make this slightly more bearable is I can make this a 2-wide tunnel. Not all the way, but enough so that I can actually have beavers walk beside stuff and put all of the new things in without having to micromanage the entire length of it, because that's a huge pain in the butt. So if I take this out, I believe I can just shove in a staircase right here, give them nice, easy access. And then, of course, it's going to take them a while to get this done. We will have to kind of micromanage with path placement. But that should give us a pretty nice direct connection here to here. And like I said, if the power shaft is going to go on this side, that'll connect to this lodge, which, you know, actually isn't connected to anything else. So maybe that's unnecessary. Wait a minute. No. I did a smart thing. Because this is going to connect through the bakeries because they're adjoining buildings. I think that means they should transfer power. Could be wrong, but I don't think so. Monk was a great show. I guess probably in the interest of curiosity, it's going to be the easiest way to do this. Just pop in one of those. Well, seeing how it made the little portal in the thing, I think we can more or less assume that's actually going to work. I do want to check before I forget how our gravity batteries are looking. Okay, so we're a third down after a day and a half. Okay, so those of you saying I should blast this out, you're probably correct, and we probably will. However, if we were to connect all of this, don't forget we're going to have power coming in from this geothermal engine, and then eventually this one as well. So, remember how we're coming through here. I also, even though this is it's going to be ugly right there, I also want this to go, I guess what might make the most sense is to tunnel down there, So it's one more level below, and then come down underneath this so we don't have to worry about seeing it. And then I want to come up underneath the observatory, because remember, you can actually replace dirt underneath something like this, but we can't, without use of a mod, we cannot put a power shaft in without demolishing the platform, and the platform will take the observatory down. So what I will do is this very middle tile, I will take that down to there, and I believe, yeah, just have to keep my in the same spot there. That goes that way, and remember that I want this to be a double wide so I can actually do stuff like get inside of here. Then this will connect up here, and this will all go down. Remember, it's a process. It's going to take time. But that'll get everything connected here. We will have to remove and replace the observatory, and then that will connect here to here, to here, to here, to here, to everywhere, and so on and so forth. So that's going to be great. How are we looking on tree growth? I think this was the first tree that got planted. 38%. Okay, yeah, we don't have to worry about that for a while. Who lacks materials? Ah, yes. The scrap metal is lacking. Who could have ever foreseen such an event where we ran out of scrap metal? So, we have 444 metal, and we don't need it to build tunnels. For the folktales, we only need metal for sluices, for things we're doing right now. We only need it for sluices, we only need it for large tanks, and then I believe some of these things, maybe. Or maybe not. Well, of course, if we want to do bots, it's going to be part of that, but we're not there yet. Okay, 5.4 days. We're already down below half. Okay, so I think I get the point. I do want to let this get all the way down to know exactly how many days. Remember, this was an 8-day drought to start with. So we will see. We will see what happens. Let's get this back down here. Okay. Yeah, I need to make sure I'm checking in on this every once in a while. Need to take this out. Need to take this out so I can actually get down. Remember, we have spiral staircases. That will be very, very helpful as we continue about our business here. But in this case, I was actually wrong, and this needs to be a regular staircase because this is going to be the path around the outside. Because this will bring us up. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So I'm going to let them take care of that. We do need to identify an alternative source of... Wow, look how low this is. Okay. I'm glad we expanded that, because now we are 3.5 days into this drought, and we're already out of water. Okay. Well, I mean, I knew this was not going to last super long. But if we had 3 of these large pumps operating, which at this stage with 68 beavers, we don't need 3. But this is going to get sucked dry really fast. So it's a good thing we have all the storage. It's a good thing the population's small. You know, during a regular wet season, it's not going to matter because they're not going to be able to outpump this. But it is good to know for future reference. Right, we are looking for alternative sources of scrap metal. And there's some over there. There's some over there. It's actually probably the closest. This may be... Okay, well, this is probably closer in actuality. Oh, well, how did... Oh, boy. Okay. Yeah. So what I will do is I will see how far away I can get. Okay, that's as close as we can get. I'm going to put this here so that they can travel around this side, but that's going to need... one, they need to be able to build it, which means there's need to be a staircase here. But once that's done, I can put in a couple of scavenger flags just right here. And they can take care of this. We do need to, at some point, construct a mine, which I'm going to have to hunt for. Wow, it's all the way over here? Hold on, what's this? What in the world is that? Oh, it's a geothermal field. Okay. So is that really the only mine we have? Oh, I love the stars. I never look at these things. That is such a... Oh, look at that. That's such a great update. I know, I gush at all of these, but that's tremendous. Is this really the only mine on the entire map? Oh, there's another one here. Okay. These, I think, are the natural brambles that are over here. Okay, there's 3. There's 3. All right, false alarm. I just, you know, I've dealt with a bunch of stuff in 30 seasons of this. Okay, these are done. And I didn't get the exact moment that they were finished. The other bad thing is I can't put dynamite under them now that they're all the way on the ground. I should have placed that before. Oh well. So now there's no power. All right, well, that's my fault. I can blame no one but myself. Wait a minute. I was supposed to have the path go on the other side. Okay, well, let's fix that. Because this was supposed to have power going into it. Oh boy. I also don't need to have these platforms still in here. So, if I am very careful how I do this, I get 150 of those bad boys back. There we go. I'm going to place the power shafts in here as I continue. Something is making... Oh, that's the grindstone has a sound now. I forgot that was the thing. Okay, then this also needs to be power shaft going here. Just give them, you know, give them stuff to do. Keep them busy. This here also needs to be removed. Remember, we don't have ladders because this is a vanilla playthrough, so we are going to have to get maybe a little either creative or just say, you know what, we're not going to come down from this end. We'll just not do that. That platform goes away as well, and that gets us all the way down to the bottom. So I think what might make the most sense is for us to just fill this in like so. I know they can build that. That's not going to be an issue. And I'm just not going to worry about trying to get a staircase down there. It's not going to be that hard. This isn't really that long of a distance. It's just one of those things where you see it, you're like, oh man, that's going to take forever. And then it doesn't take forever, and you just overreacted because that's, you know, that's what we do as humans. Why is this not... well, there's your problem. These have been... Wow, those have been built. That's fine. These guys are still going insane. I know I made a reference to this saying this was a mod-free playthrough. I did enable harmony and simple sounds, which is a mod that is supposed to reduce the amount of noises you hear when you click on multiple buildings in a row. So I actually don't know if it works. I just enabled it. It does. It does work. Fantastic. Because it was getting very annoying clicking on all the different buildings. And that's not a... I'm not going to count that as a mod, quote-unquote, in the way that it doesn't change the gameplay. It's just kind of a quality-of-life thing. But that does help me retain just a tiny shred of my sanity. So I hope you can tolerate that. 58%. Making progress. Unconnected buildings are... because they haven't built this. It's too far from a district and cannot... Okay, alright, alright. I see how it is. Can you build it now? No. Can you build it now? Yes, because I want this to be a zipline thing and not a... whatever. Anyway, doesn't matter because now it's cycle 15, which means we're going to get some nice clean water coming in here. Get these things all filled up, and not most importantly, but definitely importantly, I'm going to get these gravity batteries going back up, which means we can explode underneath them. After, of course, we get this situated a little bit better here. Just continually babysitting the power, as one does. Make sure this is all actually connected. It is. Okay. Wow, that was fast. They built all this. Very good. I guess, you know, I could... There's really no reason not to connect these with a path. But the zipline is faster, and they will do that. So now we have all of our scrap metal coming through here, and then going all the way up to here. On the same zipline. It is kind of far, but it is on the same zipline. You know what? After all that stuff I said earlier about convenience, I'm still going to have to take this out to build the stuff underneath it. That is going to be the easiest way to do it. But we're not there yet. So we'll just let them do what they are going to do. Oh, that's really funny. When I demolished the tunnels, it put the planks up here. Sure, I guess. That's... I don't know how that teleports all the way above the terrain, but you know what? We're just going to move on. Can't get required... Ah, they're out of explosives. Gee, I wonder who paused the explosives factory. Why is it... Okay, it is raising. It's just extremely slow. That's fine. We can wait. This water flow is now just picking back up because they have to get all the bad water coming from over here. Yeah, I think I need this to be at least 2,000 to place stuff underneath. If I am remembering correctly, there we go. Yeah, so one of the issues we might run into is that this tile can't really be reached from above unless they go on the angle. I guess they can probably do that. I just know that down here it's not directly accessible except from this corner, and up here it's not accessible except from this corner. So it's possible that they might have problems with it. But for now, nothing matters until they can get more explosives made, which, of course, is a process that takes time and also requires a bad water pump to be active. Batting 1,000 today, huh? Alright, so that's working out nicely. They're going to get that cleaned up, and then at some point we're going to have to build a mine somewhere. But today is not that day. Today we have all sorts of other fun stuff to take care of. So we built this kind of thing here. I asked you guys your opinion on it, and not too many people responded, but those who did said they liked it, so I guess we're going to keep it. I do need to have some more beaver storage, housing, whatever you want to call it. We've got this mess here. Oh, there's that sound again. I don't hate this. I like it because it's janky, but I dislike it because it's janky. I'm not going to touch it, don't worry. But just know that that is lurking deep within my subconscious as a... I don't even know what the right word is for it. Like a specter that haunts my nightmares. I think, though, it's going to be worth putting in at least a little bit more housing in this general area. We might end up kind of just, you know, organically growing things. Just like that. That's connected. That's going to add 6 more beds, which, again, sustainable slow growth tends to be good. We got these 4 tiles here we have not planted anything with. That seems like a good location for Spatterdock to keep that pattern going. And everything else here is looking fine. I'm going to unplant these oak trees down here on this far end. And then here as well. Because we have this entire huge oak farm up here that I don't think is going to even really be that big of a deal. I guess I can leave these here. But the reason I'm doing this is so that inevitably, when I do need additional maple trees, I will already have them. The chestnuts, we're fine on chestnuts for right now. We may need more pines, depending on if I want to do bots or not. I still haven't quite decided. Of course, you're free to provide your own input on that because it's a let's play, not a watch me play. I do try to take your desires into account when making things here. But yeah, I'm going to make these into maples and I'm going to make these into pines. I'll keep these just because, well, you never know how much wood you're actually going to need. And we'll see what happens in the future. I'm just trying to be a little bit forward thinking, even though we already have tons of it up here. Speaking of, we don't have a large storage underground pile or whatever. Yeah, it's an underground pile for wood or wood products here. We have, we got the large piles, which, yeah, that's a large pile, but the one that holds 1,000 we haven't made. We got planks and we got logs. And we got somewhere that we're going to have to put underground pile. Now, I know we have a tunnel going directly underneath this area here. And I remember the game being very anal retentive about where you can place these. Okay, so that's not going to work there. But I could place those back here in the corner. This is 1, 2. I could put 3 side by side if I did that. What is the height? Okay, yeah, that doesn't even matter at all. So I'll take that bit out there. And then I guess what I will do is just make little storages. And by little storages, I mean giant storages, because that's how it goes. Okay, they haven't done that yet. Does that mean they've been working on the tunnels? Yes. Okay. That works. Get this going. Yeah, you see that goes down until it doesn't matter anymore, which is on that level. That's fine. Still making some nice progress. Let them do what they got to do there. These trees may grow by the end of this episode. 77%? Yes, definitely. We're only at 31 minutes right now. Okay. And we got injured beavers, but we have those medical beds. That should be fine. I don't have any more storage to fill, so I'm not going to build the additional large water pumps at this time, nor am I going to remove this one and expand the reservoir underneath it, because we don't need to. Right now, at least. Am I going to be able to fit something on top of that? Probably not. I am very curious, though, so if you'll indulge my insanity here. That will not work. Okay. I feel like I should have known that already. I was going to try and put another 3 of these on this backside, but this wheel is in the way, and I would have to move it if I wanted to put something else up here, which I don't particularly need to do, so I will leave alone. And it might not be a bad idea to also have a huge underground storage for the treated planks, because we're going to need 2,000 of those for the earth recultivator, which we're not really that close to, but, you know, preparation's always good. They are kind of making fast work of this one, huh? Well, anyway, I think the biggest project at hand now is getting all this power connected. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to time-lapse a little bit of this, just so we don't have to sit here and, you know, constantly go between layers 2 and 3 and put in one piece of stuff at a time. It's just going to make this go a little bit quicker for you guys. So I will get this finished up, and I'll talk to you after the time-lapse. Alright, so they've built just about everything that I asked them to build, with the exception, of course, of this vertical power shaft underneath the observatory. And we did have an entire drought where, yes, this was drained. However, you'll notice that the power supply now says over 2100, which is because this power shaft is now connected all the way down here to all of this. And as soon as this is taken care of down here, we'll be connected to here and here. But we will have to, once that's taken care of, get this connection put in place right here. I think before that happens, though, I'm going to want to get all of this stuff picked up off the ground, so it's not trapped under here forever. Same kind of deal with all of this. And they should very soon have both of these complete. Got plenty of space for logs, and we're about to have plenty of space for planks as well. So you'll notice some of these did make the trek above ground, as you can see this entire mess here. So that's, it'll get picked up eventually. Probably. Yeah, this is now functionally complete. Just need to take this out. Ah, can't do that one. I can only take this and then this, because this is going to have to be removed from above, which, bye-bye observatory. See you later. And, you know what? Since we are already here, why don't we take the time to put in a tunnel, and then, if we go down one more, another tunnel, and then connect those, so I don't have to have this power shaft behind here. I think that would be, maybe not necessarily the smartest idea, but it sure would look a whole lot nicer. So let's give this and this a very high priority, and then come down here to the very bottom to get the rest of that stack. I guess it didn't care. Okay. Well, it's fine. They'll take care of that at some point in due time. This just needs to have somebody come finish it, and then we can pick up most of these planks, get that taken care of. And it looks like it's about time for me to plant the rest of these pine trees. I just need to make sure I am keeping an eye on this. We're not using the wood fast enough to really cut all of this down, which I guess is a good thing because it means we have enough, but also it's kind of irritating because now it's in the way. And I don't even need to think about unpausing these yet, so I know that's going to be a topic of discussion. But okay, now I technically have room for the logs, but I'm going to pick up these first, and then we'll worry about this. Population still isn't quite big enough to even staff everything anyway, if I were to turn it back on. Let's see, what else can I get myself into here? Probably not a whole lot, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't have a lot of additional room for more stuff. I could put another double lodge here if I really felt like it. It wouldn't be the worst thing ever. That doesn't look horrible. In fact, doorway's right there. Yeah, I will. I'll just build this out. How about that? And this can be attached with pathways, and I'll probably need to put in another staircase here at some point, because the only access to get up here is from right here. So that's not exactly the best way to do that. Huh. How do I want to go about doing this? I guess what I could do is just one of these numbers here. Bring this around, and then I could have an opportunity to put some either decorations or well-being items. Detailer might actually not be a bad spot to put this. Unless you're in this house and you don't want to hear the thwacking at all hours of the day and night. Yeah, I don't hate this. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I think that's probably going to be fine. Let's get this on triple speed. I do want them to do as much of this as they can without it being a whole thing. Did they get this one? They did not. Okay. So here might be a little bit of a challenge to actually build underneath this. I am very curious if they can build... Okay, it says it's too far. I was thinking, oh, maybe they could reach into the middle here, but I don't think that is going to be a thing. Huh. I don't have ladders, so the only way to really get down there would be to do something else. Oh, and I don't have terraforming yet either, so I can't... Well, I mean, I have the science to unlock it. It just... Oh, maybe I bit off a little bit too much at this exact moment in time. Maybe I should have just let it be what it was going to be. That goes all the way down. And looks like it. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Let's solve this problem today. Let's just get that put in place. Get the observatory back up and running. Because now it has enough power going into it, it doesn't really matter. Oh, you know what? I should bury this too. Now this has me thinking here. Because before I put this in... okay, I'm going to have to... Yeah. Since this is already disconnected, it's already primed and ready to go for us to make this look just a tiny bit nicer. So why don't we instead, because remember, this is all connected to the same power thing. What if on this level, all the way back here, I know I'm just massively complicating this at this point, but what if right here, we just did one of those. Just connect this into the back side here. And then, before I hook everything up, yeah, I could give them a staircase up here, probably. Because I think they can build... okay. I'll do that. I'll just set that in motion. Let them do what they're going to do. And for right now, we can just have the 100% utilization geothermal engine powering the carousel nightmares. It is what it is. But look at this. We have so much supply, So little demand, relatively. I'm going to take the time to detonate this all the way down so that we have that extra capacity should we need it. And I don't necessarily want to do that right here because I think since we can see that, it's going to look kind of ugly. We'll see. I'm going to need some more extract, so I should turn the centrifuge back on. There we go. More and more of these trees growing in. That is fine. Okay, that's going to take them a little while to get that done. Is it just the one injured beaver? Yes. Okay, so that's fine. We don't need to expand anything else. That is not the alt key. That's the spacebar that pauses the game. Good job. No, this also isn't even connected down here. I don't want to be that guy that just keeps pausing things again, so I think I won't do that. But what I will do is attempt to get this mess slightly expedited, shall we say. I don't want to make this a double-wide tunnel because it's kind of a pain. But I also don't want to babysit this. So I think what I will do instead is just make this stretch double-wide. See how that works. I want this to be a thing that exists. I think that is doable. I think I can just pop in a vertical power shaft here and here. And then just kind of let them take over this. Alright, I need to give them a pathway to get back behind. All the way through here, I will have to go up to that. So, I guess I just have to wait. Alright, what else can we do while we're waiting for that? And honestly, everything is looking pretty good. Population probably should still grow a little bit. But now that we have all these empty beds, I really probably should pause this. I don't want to have so many kits relative to the adult population. So I'll let a couple of those grow up and unpause. I know we have one homeless beaver. Won't be for long. Someone will die and free up a bed. That's a morbid way to do it, isn't it? Okay, is there anything else on my list here that I haven't done? To some degree, I think we've done just about everything. Well, at least that I originally said was going to be possible in this episode. So I guess all we have to do now is just kind of, babysit this thing, monitor it, and then get this right here in the middle connected across grids before that's all hooked up. So what that's going to entail is, okay, let's get these, let's get those remnants out of there. I'm going to take this staircase out, and then I'm going to have a vertical power shaft coming up through here. And the way that this is set up now means I'm going to need to put that there. Just make sure we can get all of these things taken care of, and that is it. Bye-bye stairs. Somebody come grab that rubble. Then vertical power shaft time. And hopefully be nice and easy to get everything all situated. I should get that taken care of. How are we looking down here? Okay, that's done. That's done. Making some nice progress here. Just need them to be able to, actually finish it. And then this is done. That's done. Okay. So, what I can... do I need to have this... I might as well just go ahead and put it in. Especially if I'm pretty certain they're going to be able to get this taken care of. Okay, just a little bit more. This is going to end up being a spiral staircase, but I'm going to let them take these bits out first. Then I think I can just leave these platforms in place and come in from below to build both of these. I'm going to try to build this one first once that gets taken out, assuming they can actually reach it. And, oh, you know what? I forgot they can't actually get into this one yet. Because I have to be able to give them access with spiral stairs. Yeah, that should allow at least this one and this one to get removed. We're going to see if it's going to allow me to build this. I may end up just having to, blast this out too. Yeah, let's do that real quick. Oh, that's already prioritized. All right. Well, well, well. I guess we just have to wait until the next day. I mean, food's looking good. This is all looking good. I don't have any really pressing issues to deal with. Probably going to have some more storage for food, but we're not quite there. 3 droughts in a row. Not going to have a bad tide, huh? Well, you know what? I guess that's fine because I did want this to actually be a viable thing. Is this all the way down? It might actually be. Let me try to put... Okay, I got one more. One more, and that's fine. That's going to give me... This is already at 28. It would actually be at 30 if I didn't have the dynamite in there, and then it would be 32. So I think that's about... I might have said 34. It should be about what makes sense here. Okay, so that's empty. Let's see. Can I put in a power shaft? Oh, yeah. Come on. Come one, come all. Build the power shaft so I can end this episode and we can all ride off into the sunset. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just put that in there. Just do me a favor right quick and get that done so I can end this before we have this drought start. That'd be a great, great point to have that go. Once again, we have to wait overnight. Okay. Once that's done, I just have to get this hooked up in here. I may be able to do this from above. No, that says they can't. Okay. Well, then that can be paused. I'll just have to take the stairs out. Alright. Somebody come and finish this power shaft right here. And that's done, which means spiral stairs go away. We leave this hideous mess of platforms and all that garbage to the beavers in the future. And once I can get this power shaft taken care of, and I can put these other pieces in, just leave that paused. Come and finish that. Don't get stuck, please. For the love of all that is holy, do not get stuck. It is so annoying to free beavers without Unstuckify. Get that finished. And away we go. I've got a couple more hours in here, in-game, before we have to say goodbye. Just get this thing prioritized. Yes. Yes, carousel sound. Don't worry, it's going to be over soon. Okay, get that. Ah, it's the last day. Don't finish this one first. Don't finish this one first. I'm going to have to pause it. I hate micromanaging this so much. That's the way it goes. That's not the right building. That is the right building. Okay, so that is, folks, everything fully connected once this is actually done, which should be very shortly. And then we will be able to end today's episode. Yep, this is the last piece. Alright, so now we have power supply of over 2,600, demand of over 2,000. And, well, this isn't finished yet, so that's going to be another 200 drain on it. I think that is something to be pretty proud of for today. We have additional storage as well, with the promise of additional storage, which I should have just copied that to go to there. So that's taken care of. I'm getting in the episode here so we can start fresh with a drought in the next episode. And maybe get to some more fun stuff. But I am having a good time trying to unify this in a way that doesn't look completely terrible. And I can now have this lodge unpaused. So yeah, this is the end of this one. I really appreciate you guys and all of your input. Helpful, constructive criticism and comments alike. I always want to make sure that you guys feel like you can contribute and not be a burden. It's a let's play, not a watch me play. So anything that comes to mind, if I can do it, I will, if it fits in with what I am attempting to do here. And I, of course, always appreciate you guys for that. Beard boosters as well, subsidizing the channel, making it possible to do this without sponsorships and without trying to chase the algorithm. Just turn on the game for about an hour, have a fun time, do what we can, and enjoy relaxing and, you know, escaping from some of the other garbage that's going on right now. So whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, I hope you stay safe and have a fun time. And I'll see you again soon for more beavers. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.